Good morning.
Eli. You're not listening. Good morning, Eli. I didn't hear you loudly. Eli, good morning. See how Eli did it? Let's try it again. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody?
Good.
I am Dr. Kimberly King Duper. I'm Dean of the College of Education, and I have the luxury of serving a wonderful college of fabulous faculty. So as part of my welcome, I want you to see how great my faculty are. If I get my faculty and staff to stand up, please. And we just have one who came in with a baby again. How are you? Very good. Our college really is a family. We work, we fight, we love, we work, and we try to push our students to the greatest heights. What we say here, the president said excellence is our habit, and in the college we say, so our goal is platinum. Because that really is our goal. Your students, your family members, your husbands, your wives, your children have done a phenomenal job satisfying my faculty who have the highest standards for your students. And we work tirelessly to make sure that their needs are met, and my job is to make sure everybody has what they need to thrive. So on behalf of my college, I welcome you to our inaugural celebration for the college, and it is our SWAG end of the year college celebration. The SWAG stands for Students with Academic Greatness. Because when we finish a candidate, we know they're not just prepared to be good professionally, they're prepared to transform the world, at least their place in it, so that the people that are least served in the world are served better by what our candidates can accomplish. With that said, I would like to welcome my most fabulous Associate Dean, Dr. Geraldo Richards.
Good morning, good morning. I'm Geraldo Richards, and I am really privileged to serve with a dynamic dean, Dr. King Jupiter. Can you give her a hand, please? Today is a day of celebration. We come together to celebrate the achievements of all of us, really. And I know we are honoring specific individuals today, but understand that no individual achieves anything on his or her own. So know that while you may be here as a friend, as a family member, a supporter, we are all achievers. As the dean said, we are family. When one of us in the family achieves, we all achieve. That's what we do here at TSU. That's what it means to be part of this big blue affair, that we are family, we're achievers together. One thing I recognize as I have some small success, as I said, is that anything I do, I can look back and say, someone else helped me along the way to get there. Someone else. So to the honorees, understand that you are here because of what those of your family and friends have done to support you, as well as your faculty members. So understand, while we congratulate you individually, everyone shares in your achievement, and we are so proud of you. I want to say a couple of words about what it means to be honored today. As you all know, that our motto here at TSU is think, work, serve. I repeat that, think, work, serve. Our honorees today have actually modeled what it means to think, work, and serve. And that's why we honor them. What does it mean to think? What does it mean to engage in those intellectual endeavors through studies, through research, through academic activities? What does it mean here at TSU? To quote from a famous president, John F. Kennedy, and I'm paraphrasing, he said something like this: some people look at things as they are and ask why. TSU thinkers dream of things that never were and ask, why not? That's what it means to be a TSU thinker. Think critically, with an investigative mind, Work. Yes, that is a hallmark of TSU. Work. To engage in what I call T-E-S-T. Yes. For those of you who are quick spellers, it does spell test. But I'm not talking about tests you take in the classroom. Okay? Stay with me now. At TSU, when we work, yes, we invest in test, which stands for time, energy, sweat, and indeed, for some it's tears, and we know about that, but also it's tenacity. That's what it means when we talk about test here at TSU. And our honorees here can attest to that. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? Isn't that right? Thank you. Thank you. For yourselves, yes. Last but not least, we know it is not just thinking, it is not just working, it is also serving. It is serving. Being selfless, and yes, our honorees are selfless. They understand what it means when we say, I am my brother's and my sister's keeper. Because what you do for others comes back to you 1,000-fold, and you know that. That's what TSU is about. So the qualities that we celebrate today, the qualities of excellence, are reflected in all of you. Reflected in all of you. When TSU, and now the College of Education, says excellence is our habit and platinum is our goal, indeed, that's what we're about, that's what you represent, that's what the College of Education represents. Before I leave, let me say this. We need to recognize that each other, every one of us, need to be congratulated. So bear with me, if you would, just this minute, turn to the person next to you and say, congratulations, job well done. Congratulations.
Congratulations, job well done. Congratulations, job well done.
Awesome, awesome. I am so proud of you. I'm proud of your confidence. Without further ado, I want to introduce someone who represents that excellence. Someone who actually is a product of TSU. This individual graduated from TSU in 1994 with a bachelor's. He went on to Vanderbilt and graduated from there with a master's in theology. But it doesn't stop there. He recognizes that yes, when excellence becomes a habit, platinum remains your goal. So guess what he's doing? He is now working on a PhD here at TSU in public administration. We applaud him for that. Who am I talking about? One of our proud sons, I'm telling you, he never forgets his home. He knows from whence he came. The distinguished state representative from the District 58, none other than Representative Harold Love Jr.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank Dr. Richards for the introduction. We thank Dr. Jupiter for the invitation to stop by and to just give you some ardent words as you prepare to close out your year. The theme, of course, is the value of service to those least served. As has already been listed out, I am a proud graduate of this institution, and I realize that it is in the university setting we meet colleagues and friends that will oftentimes impact our lives for years to come. So I want you to also, before you leave this university, make sure you stay in contact. Get contact numbers of your classmates, because you never know where you might need them later in life. Just a short story. A young lady that I met while at Vanderbilt, we were in a master's program together. Never knew that our paths would cross again. Once I got elected to the State House here in Tennessee, I reached out to her and I found out that she was in Washington, D.C., working as a staffer for one of our United States State senators. And now she's going to do other great work. We stayed in contact with each other because we realized it's good to have those classmates that you can always reach out to for help later on in life. So the value of service to those least served. You know, the role of servant is really not something that is lifted up in our society today. Just take a casual glance at the landscape of news articles, and you will find that there are persons seeking to have the minimum wage increased, and oftentimes the persons who are working in the service industry. And all they want to really have is the amount of money they earn every day to be increased so they can provide a living wage for their families. And when you think about that, service and being a servant and being in the service industry, again, is not always lifted up in our society because it brings with it a negative connotation. That you are serving someone, that you are making yourself to be lower than what you should be. But really, to be a servant is to have one of the highest ideals and goals in life. The words, enter to learn, go forth to serve, can be found on this university's campus. And what those words embody is the fact that if we are to really come into Tennessee State University, we would find out that we would gain all the requisite skills that we need to go from here, but not to serve ourselves, but to serve others. I'm going to leave you with 2 points, and I'm going to expound upon them very quickly. I'm not going to hold you long. The first point is this. In order to value service to those who are least served, you have to view others through their eyes and not yours. View others through their eyes and not yours. Why is that important? When you look through the eyes of someone who needs to be served, you better understand their desire to be helped. You better understand their desire to receive service, and you find that it's easier to convince yourself of the need to serve them rather than looking through your eyes. When you look through your eyes, you may find reasons why you can't serve. Dr. Jupiter asked me to come and speak, I guess it was 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. And I agreed on the spot. And I adjusted my schedule. Matter of fact, I was just on the main campus. I also serve as a member of the trustees for the TSU Foundation. And as I'm hurriedly walking into the education building, trying to check and find out where's the program, I found the program is on the downtown campus. Now, I could have easily have said, well, I can't make it. Too far away. I have other things to do. But I asked myself the question, what would I feel like if I had asked someone to come and speak, and then just because of mix-up communication on my part, they declined to come and speak at my invitation? When you're involved in educating others, when you're involved in helping someone throughout life, if you look through their eyes, you can see why they need your help. You can see why they need your assistance. When you look through your eyes, you can find that you don't have the time, you don't have the money, you don't have the patience. But if you look through their eyes, you can see their needs, and you can see why you should motivate yourself to go and serve, especially those who are least served. Second point is this. Empty yourself of personal ambition. If you serve others with humility, you will never look for the reward, but rather the benefit that others will get. One of the greatest things that any of us can do is to help somebody and not think about the reward that will be given to us if we help them. If you're always looking for what you will get, you'll never really serve anybody because your heart won't be motivated to serve, but your heart will be motivated to see what I can get from it. But when you empty yourself, you find it easier to give up yourself because there is no reward engaged in the process. I once drove all the way to Chattanooga just to speak at a banquet, and drove all the way back, and was pleased with just the fact that I knew that I had helped some folks understand how to better engage in the process of helping others. I didn't ask for any gas money, didn't expect it. My job was just to go down there and to do my job. Just last week, I spoke at the Marshall County NAACP banquet, and the gentleman came to me and said, we're giving away 4 scholarships tonight for our high school students. Tell me, what is your speaking fee? I said, my speaking fee is just to give me a piece of chicken and some macaroni and some sweet tea. If you can get that to me, then we're fine. If you don't have that, we're going to have problems. And what I was trying to convey to him was the fact that I accepted the invitation because I wanted to make sure that someone heard a good message. Final point. There's a community center here in Nashville called the 18th Avenue Family Enrichment Center. My grandmother helped start it back in 1934 with several other people. About 5 or 6 years ago, they ran some financial problems and were in need of a new executive director. And they asked me to come in and do an analysis of the program and what it would take for them to do what was right. And so I said, here's what you need. You need somebody to come in and run this center for free. About 3 years. You need somebody to come in and to be the executive director for 3 years with no pay, and I guarantee you at that point your receivables will increase, your expenditures will turn down. They said, well, Mr. Love, when can you start? I said, no, not me. No. I said, you need somebody else to come in. And as I was responding, I saw the picture of my grandmother on the wall. I said, well, I start next week. I told my mother, I said, I'm going to be working 18th Avenue. She said, they don't have any money? I said, yeah, I know, I'm going to be working for free. She said, you lost your mind? You falling down and hit your head? I said, no, what I've done is exactly what you and my father taught me, to give back without the expectation of getting anything in return. That's what I understood, that there were some 2 and 3 and 4 and 5-year-olds who needed a daycare to be open. There was a community that needed to make sure that the doors stayed open and did not close. And so I'm glad to announce that, since I left those 3 years ago, they've been able to do exactly what I thought they could do. Stay open. Because someone decided to give up their time for 3 years. Now I'm asking everybody to go out here and volunteer to daycare for no pay for 3 years. But what I am asking you to do is, again, look through the eyes of those who need to be served. And also empty yourself of any desire for reward. And I guarantee you will be able to know the value of serving those who are oftentimes least served. Thank you and congratulations.
Good morning. I'm Mark Hunter. I'm a professor in the Department of Teaching and Learning, and this is Dr. John Price. And we're here to talk this morning about Amanda Ray. Amanda Ray is a colleague of yours. She was a student in the doctoral program in curriculum instruction, and I had the honor of being her advisor and her teacher, and a number of other people here had the honor of teaching her. She was a good student. She went into the qualifying exam in the fall of 2013, so that would be probably September, on Friday. And I administered that with 2 other students, and afterward they all went out together to eat barbecue. And after that, she got sick, felt bad. And by Monday, we had the diagnosis of stage 4 colon cancer. When she called me and we talked, she told me about this. The absurdity of it. Amanda was 34, loving husband, two small boys, great student, going great places in her life. No history of this kind of cancer. And we laughed. It was just so absurd. Amanda and I laughed hard on the phone together. And then cried later on. But over the next year, she continued her work on her dissertation, proposing in March of 2014. And working to, what's the name of the study? It was middle school philosophy.
Great. Philosophy and great configuration.
Middle school philosophy and grade configuration. If you know anything about middle schools, you know that there is a middle school philosophy that's clearly articulated, and there is there are different ways that different school districts and different schools configure the middle school grades. Well, Amanda wanted to study that, and she was sick, and she had now had decided to do two things: fight the cancer and to continue her research. And we have a doctoral student organization that is a group of people at the EDD program who help each other out. We don't have a lot of people who work full-time on the campus as students, sharing things. They work in schools or elsewhere. And so we started the DSO so they could come together to get the experience of that cohort of working together. And this was the originator of that organization.
I met Amanda Ray about a week after I defended my dissertation. And she immediately decided she wanted to do what I had done. And glommed on me, called me, texted me. And I had that combination of arrogance and exhaustion that new doctoral students have when you finish defending. And my attitude was more like, who are you? But part of what our philosophy was when we started the doctoral student organization is those that have come through the program will mentor those that are coming through the program. So Amanda and I became friends. And Dr. Hunter called me and asked if I would mentor her through the dissertation process, when in reality I was already mentoring her because of what had transpired with our doctoral student organization. Amanda was probably the strongest person I've ever met. When she got sick, I kept giving her opportunities to stop. I know this is really hard, I would tell her. You don't need to do this. And she would tell me, Donna, cancer has taken everything away from me. It is not going to take this. And at one point, some of the DSO members and I went out to visit her and brought her a blanket that was embroidered with the words Dr. Amanda Ray in TSU colors. That blanket went with her to every chemo visit, to every hospital visit. It went with her to Vanderbilt. It went with her to Cancer Treatment Centers of America. And ultimately, that blanket was the centerpiece at her funeral. She never gave up. At one point, 7 of us got together. Not long after Amanda received the word that her cancer was hopeless and she was not going to survive, and there were no more treatments, and she was going to have to go in hospice care. I came up to visit her at Vanderbilt that night, and we had been working on her dissertation. She'd already proposed. The work was done, with the exception of data collection and analysis. And she hugged me, and she said, well, I guess you can take my research and do what you want to with it. On the way home from Vanderbilt, I made a few phone calls, and 7 very dedicated people decided that they would serve. And Friday night, the calls were made. Saturday morning, we had the Magnificent 7, which we privately called Amanda's Bees, who were 7 individuals that banded together to complete Amanda's research. And that is what we did. I, along with my 6 colleagues, Joe Zeidel, Ashley Hover.
They'll stand up.
Renee McAtee, who could not be here. Angela Risto, also not here. Andrea Bontempi, also not here. And Maria Edlin, who could not be here. And the 7 of us went forth to serve. And we went into the schools and we collected the qualitative data. We went into the schools and we collected the quantitative data. We took all of the data to Amanda, who literally on her deathbed sat there and coded qualitative data, who literally 3 days before she passed away was asking me about the results of her paired t-tests. She did everything with the exception of defending her dissertation. That is strength. That's our girl. Her gift to us are the relationships that we developed. Being a college student changes you in ways you never imagined. And only part of that is academic. The rest of it is personal. When I think of Amanda, I'm reminded of a couple of things. First of all, it's your motto. Enter to learn, go forth to serve. She entered to learn. Amanda was a scholar. She wasn't going to give up her studies. She loved it. And her weakness gave us an opportunity to serve. Service doesn't just mean in the community. Service can mean serving each other. When I think of our girl, I think of 1 Timothy. I have fought a good fight. I have finished the course and the coursework. I have kept the faith. Amanda did that. She fought a good fight. She finished the course and the coursework. And the dissertation. And we have kept the faith.
I was a little girl alone in my little world who dreamed of a little home for me.
Dr. Hampton for putting that together.
We are very fortunate and honored to have Amanda's family with us. If you could join us at the podium.
We have a lot of Rays here. This is Nelson, Greg, and Eli. Eli, make sure they can see you there, buddy. Don't let anybody stand in front of you. And Kathy and George, Nelson's. And well, Ray could not be here today. He's feeling ill.